We'll be talking about certain checkpoints when it comes to robots.txt or how we should well optimize robots meta tag syntax or sitemaps, and we'll be taking all these parameters individually. So ideally, while we code for any URL, there are certain things that we unintentionally do and stop the spiders from crawling any web page or the entire website in one go. So there are certain issues or certain common robot traps that we should keep in mind, and we should always avoid these things while coding for individual URLs. So first thing would be input forms. So input forms, it's kind of a never, it's kind of a putting the robot.txt into some sort of trap, because if it's an input form, so Google robot will not go out and index all the other pages when it gets into input forms. The second thing, session IDs. Session IDs are kind of it's kind of form of cookies that do not have any expiration date attached to it, and they are frequently used in URL string, which can create serious problems for search engines. In a way, every request produces a unique URL with duplicate content. So we should ideally avoid using session IDs while we are structuring a URL, and at times we unintentionally restrict Google bots crawling individual pages through cookies. So these should also be avoided to some extent, and we should not use a lot of frames on individual URLs, or we should not have too many. We should not have login on all the pages, so that it's because Google cannot go ahead and log in. So login should not be there on all the pages of the website. So next we will be talking about something called robots meta tag syntax. So ideally, robots meta tag creates page level instructions for Google search engine bots. So it gives indication to Google bots that, okay, this is the page that needs to be crawled by Google bot, or this is a page that should not be followed by Google bot, should not be indexed or kept in its database. So there are a hell lot of command instructions that can be given to Google crawler when we are building a page or a website. For example, while we are creating a website and it's partially up, and some of the URLs or some of the sections on the website are not up. So we can use these meta robot tags on individual pages, so that when a Google crawler comes to these web pages, and they should not crawl it or index it. So meta name and there is syntax that should be used for robots meta tags. For example, in order to exclude individual pages from search engine indices, the no index meta tag should be used, which is given as an example in the screenshot as well. So there are a hell of different commands that can be used to restrict Google bots access to individual pages or to the websites as well. Again, a very important thing when it comes to coding, and which I think personally that every web developer should have a look while he's coding for the website or for individual URLs. So basically, robots.txt or I would say the robots exclusion protocol is a group of web standards that regulate web robot behavior and search engine indexing. How you want an individual page to be indexed or crawled by any specific robot, for example, Google bot or MSN bot or Yahoo bot, how to restrict the entire website or individual URLs to be crawled by Google's, or or passing on certain parameters for individual directories or directory that contains passwords or any private file on the website that you do not want Google crawlers or any specific crawlers to be crawled. So the idea is to place the robots.txt file is primarily placed in the top level directory of the web server in order to be accessed by all the Google bots. So there are some examples that we can see over here how a robots.txt syntax would look like. For example, if we want to block all the web crawlers from all content, this is primarily done when the website is not up and we are still working on the website, and we want the Google crawlers not to crawl any web page on the website. So we pass on these parameters. User agent colon star is primarily for all the Google, MSN, Yahoo, and other crawlers, and disallow colon slash is for like disallowing all the Google crawlers to crawl any content on the website. Next example would primarily be for Googlebot, because it specifically reads user agent Googlebot. So this is an indication to Googlebot that no hyphen Google should not be crawled by Google crawler. So Google crawler, when it comes to this individual directory, it blocks and it does not index this individual folder in its database. Again, the third example that we see over here is direct indication to Googlebot that it should not crawl a specific web page that reads blocked page.html. So there are a set of various best practices when it comes to writing a robots.txt file, and it is very important for any and every website, and it's a primary thing when it comes to all the web developers that they should understand and they should use the correct index for robots.txt syntax. So one of the very important things when it comes to coding and when it comes to crawling of all the URLs on a website is sitemap syntax. Primarily, sitemaps are of two types. One being HTML sitemap, which allows which is for both users and for Google crawlers, and it allows basically a HTML sitemap is inclusion of all the URLs that are there on the website, and they are categorically put into a web page that has link to all the internal pages of the website. And this is important as it is bulleted outline text version of the site navigation, and the anchor text displayed in the outline is linked to all the pages of the website. So Google crawler, when it comes to this HTML sitemap, it can crawl all the different URLs which has been put categorically in one go. And apart from HTML sitemap, the other sitemap which is only important from search bot is XML sitemap. The sitemap, there are different online tools available to create this sitemap and submit it to various search engines so that they can crawl the website in a more effective manner. Using this sitemap, search engines become aware of every page on the website, including any URLs that are otherwise left behind while navigating or while going deep down the directory level. And then there are times when Google crawler does not crawl or does not go beyond third level or fourth level or fifth level directory. So if all these URLs are present in the XML sitemap format, it becomes easy for Google crawler to crawl all these URLs in one go, and there is a specific syntax that is attached to XML sitemap. If everyone can see the attached syntax which says location would ideally contain the name of the individual URL. In this case, it's mysite.com, and the next parameter we have the last modification date. In this case, it's 25 May 1987. So ideally, this every page on the website should have a last modified date attached to it, and how frequently it's being changed. So in this case, the change frequency is monthly, and the priority again depends from URL to URL. So ideally, the priority of the home page of any site should be 1, and it decreases when it goes below in the directory level structure. So this is ideally the sitemap syntax for XML format. And when it comes to URL structuring or naming the XML file on the website, so the default location or search engine looks for the sitemap as the example that we can see in the screenshot over here would be like mysite.com/sitemap.xml or sitemap.xml.gz. So these are some of the naming conventions that are recognized by search engines that look for XML sitemap or on the website. So so to sum it up, so all the web developers that those who are listening to this, listening to me right now, web developers and SEO has always been colliding in terms of when it comes to implementing whatever a search engine optimization guy says to web developers. But there are certain set of best practices that everyone should come or agree to while coding a web page or a website, so that ultimately the goal is to make every single URL on the website search engine friendly and to generate traffic for individual web page and targeted keywords on the website. So this is all about the best practices that we as developers should keep in mind while coding a web page, and how to make every individual URL on the website SEO friendly. So guys, I'm ready to take up any questions that you guys would have.